What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? So, welcome to Friday's episode. It's not Friday here, it's Sunday. It's a little inside baseball. We do all this. That's why my clothes don't change, like a sitcom. Do it all on Sunday. You're going to hear this one on Friday. There it is. Now you know.
You're giving all the secrets. You're giving all the.
They're like, they don't change their clothes. I don't get it.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't get it. It looks the
Like,
same.
these dudes dirty. Like, why do you...
Unless they just listen to the audio, then okay, you got me there. I let too much go.
Yeah.
It's like the Wiz when they figure it out. But welcome to the show. Friday is our episode where we talk about everything but cybersecurity. Definitely tune in throughout the week. Monday we talk about the breach at LastPass, which could potentially affect 18 million users, I being one of them. On Tuesday we discussed what was Tuesday? Tuesday was,
Man, you got me thinking now. TikTok challenge.
TikTok challenge, yes. And we talk about the how TikTok is dangerous in general, but how this could impact you and your children, and how you should not download third-party stuff to unfilter people's potential naked bodies. It's the whole thing. We'll talk about it on Tuesday. Definitely tune in for that one. Wednesday, we discussed how the defense contract, I guess the industrial complex, or I don't know how you would say, but defense contractors are not necessarily meeting the bar when it comes to CMMC. And we talk about kind of what that is, what those metrics are, and kind of the scores they need to get in order to be compliant. So definitely tune in for that one. It's pretty good. It actually ran over a little bit. So hopefully I don't chop it up too bad on LinkedIn. Now this is everything else to do with what we did during the week. So with that being said, Shannon, how was your week?
Man, it was good. The majority of my time was spent on that Ragnarok, man. That God of War Ragnarok.
It got you. It's got you.
Your boy is 65 hours in, I think is what I got put
It's
on.
still more stuff?
I told you, man, I do everything. Like I try to, there's a map over there. I'm gonna try to get that. Oh, it's a mini fight over here. I'm gonna get that. You know what I mean? Boss fight here. I'm gonna get that. You know, I'm doing all that, man. Like I'm looking at the different realms. I'm like, oh, I'm only 87%. What I got left in here? Oh, okay, I can do that. I could find a chest. You know, I could find a raven. You know, I could do that. You know what I mean? But yeah, like 65 hours in, man. It's there are some spots it's getting a little repetitive, but for the most part, it's still good. Like good story and everything. I like it. Watched a few things. Watched some comedy specials. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Hassan Minhaj.
I used to watch this Netflix show.
Yes, Patriot Act, right? Yeah. So he's got another comedy special out there, man. It's funny dude. I don't remember if this was last week or this week. I watched the one with Dion Cole. That might have been last week. I watched the one with Dion Cole.
Yeah, I still haven't watched that one yet.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. What else did I watch? It'll come back to me. But yeah, most of the time it's been the game. Like I haven't been able to sit down and do a lot of that, but that's been the majority of my time. That's a good game for all y'all that don't have it. God of War Ragnarok, man. Get in on this. Get in on it.
I've been missing out. I think I'm at 12 or 15 hours or something like that. It's great.
You play great. You like go straight through. Like you only do all the extras. You're like, all right, let me do the main story, main line.
Yeah.
I won't say main line, but you know.
Yeah, main line it. Yep.
Okay, all right.
I main line it.
Has a negative connotation. Like I think main line. I'm like, no, is that drugs? Like, oh,
see some more heroin.
Yeah. I don't know.
Took a deep turn right there.
I know. I was like, I don't.
But yeah, I want to get back into it. I've just been super busy, but like that's going to be my game for the holiday. There's not too many things coming out to distract me from that one. So I'm going to get into it. Just very slow burn. Like somebody's going to spoil it for me, be mad.
It's already been a few weeks, right? So at this point, like you got to be careful what you watch because like stuff is just out there. Like I know there are some spots I'm like, how do I do this? Like I'll Google it. Like, man, I've been looking at this spot for 15 minutes. Like there's something there because like the character will say something to lead you to believe there's something you should do. And I'm like, what do I need to be doing here? And I'm looking around. I'm like, 15 minutes, you know, I'll go back and come back thinking, well, maybe I'm glitching, right? Like maybe I need to come back or go out, come back in again, and then it'll show me again. And it's just like, no, look over there. And I'm like, what am I looking for? So you go to Google, like if you go to Google, like you may see some stuff where it'd be like, spoilers ahead, this, that, and third. I'm like,
Right,
no, 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 I don't want that. I just want this one section, this realm, this thing. Like, what am I, what,
right, right. What
what
am I
is,
missing? Right.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not gonna spend like an hour trying to search for something. I'm like, nah, somebody's already done it. There are
Yeah, it's
people
very
that
true.
probably played straight through like for 2 days straight that have all this figured out. You know what I mean?
That's very true. That's very true. Any TV shows or anything like that?
Uh I mean, I watched a couple documentaries. There was this one Netflix does. It's a series they do. They did Malice in the Palace. They did the one with Manti Te'o. Untold, I think is what it is.
Yeah, Untold.
Untold, yeah. So I watched the one that was Operation Flagrant Foul with the NBA referee Tim Donaghy that got caught up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I watched that one. That's been kind of it though. Yeah, I haven't really done too much other than that. Like I said, the TV watching ain't been there. I'm 65 hours deep in Ragnarok, so that's what my time has been on. You know what I mean?
Got you.
So, I've been getting that in. So, uh, but yeah, comedy specials. It's kind of like I get into documentary phases, where I'm like, all right, let me see what this is about, and I'll watch this. Like interesting. So yeah, not much other than that though.
Got you.
But
Got you.
you,
Uh, so just been jobbing it. So I'm a candidate for being an instructor somewhere, so I'm kind of getting through that. I got another week of training, so they give me homework. I gotta shoot videos. It's like I better get it. I'll be mad. It's work. I obviously have my day job, so I'm doing my work there as well. Just getting used to not being in the military anymore. So that has its challenges as well. But for the most part, it's been a pretty smooth transition. Hopefully, it stays that way, and then I'll be out come April. So it's right around the corner. Um, so doing stuff like that, practicing resume writing, writing tailored resumes, things of that nature. Doing a little bit of study. I know we don't talk about study and stuff like that on this one specifically, but I've been trying to get into the cloud security, the CCSP for ISC squared. Um, it's not boring materials. It's very dry material. It's like only taking in doses. Can't listen to a whole hour. You would be done, crash your car.
those are synonymous. You say dry, you say boring. It is the same. A
It's
little,
not boring. It's
yeah.
just it's a lot. But I find it very interesting. I just can't do a lot of it. Like I think my tolerance for sitting down and studying for like 4 hours at a time, I just don't have it right now. So I try
You,
to.
you do that? You
I
sit in
used to.
4 hour
I used to
blocks?
just like boop boop, just inundate
Oh,
myself with it. I
yeah.
like an hour of video, hour of reading, do some flashcards, do some quizzes, take a break, done for the day. I ain't got that in me right now. So I've been doing like an hour of watching videos, and I haven't been doing much reading yet. I'm going to get to that. But I have an issue with I use O'Reilly books. For those of us who are in DoD, you get a free account. Um, for some reason, when I open up the app, it keeps trying to play a video immediately. Like the video I'm watching, it keeps like, "Oh, you've been watching this." It'll just sit there and just spin. No matter if I kill the app or what. Like anytime I log into the app, it's like, "Yeah, you can watch this," but it's not going to play it. So I have to go to my computer and watch it. Can't necessarily do that in my car. So in my car, I just want to be able to just plug in to the stereo system, just listen to it on drive. I can't do that right now. I don't know what's going on with it.
So when you try to play it, is it on your Apple phone that you're having this
Yeah,
problem
it is.
with?
It is on my Apple phone, but I never had this issue before. Like I tried to skip ahead, and then ever since then it's buffering. Every time I cut on the app, it's buffering. I don't get it, but you hear my family in the background. So, totally different, right? I'm not in empty house by myself. It's great. Um, but yeah, just hanging out with the family. We talked about it. We went to Wakanda Forever, saw that, watching some TV specials, watched the Guardian of the Galaxy Christmas special. We talked about that, I believe. Um, watched the new Nightmare on Elm Street. That was fun. It's garbage compared to the old Nightmare on Elm Street, in my opinion, but it is what it is. Trying to
So
think.
let me ask you this: do you think we, right, like we're older, do you think the nostalgia factor plays into where we say things aren't what they used to be? Like it's like our parents used to say to us, like this ain't music, you know. Back
Yeah,
in my day, you know,
that's a true statement. They were correct. This ain't music.
yeah.
All these little so and so's trash. Put it out there. And Drake 21 Savage album trash. I said it.
I ain't listened to Drake in a while, man.
You hear the King's Disease, Nas's third King's Disease album? It's actually pretty good.
No, not. All right, I'm gonna
He's
say
been dropping some jewels.
it's gonna not be popular, but
Oh no,
Nas is falling off to me too, man. Like I don't know. Does he still owe Khalees all that money? Maybe he's just putting them out to put them out. I don't know.
he's putting out hit,
Yeah,
not hit after hit, but he's putting out album after album. Like
yeah.
King's Disease. I don't know when the first one came out, but I feel like it was like back to back to back. It's good. I like it. I enjoy it. But yeah, I mean, it's not. It was written or I am like you're never gonna get those again. That's not possible. Like,
And I get that, right? Like like the sequels are seldom better than the
yeah,
first, like with movies and music. But I don't know, man. Like, and I say this, like even Pusha T's last album, I'm a big Pusha fan. I was not thrilled with it. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't. I
and
don't know.
everything's quicker too for the
Yeah,
streams. If you notice that, like an album like is like maybe 15 minutes long now. That's what it feels like.
when he did what was it, Daytona? When Pusha T did Daytona, I think it was only 22 minutes for 7
Yeah,
songs. I was like,
yeah. It's
yeah, like I'm a fan, but
because
damn,
songs are shortened now to get more of them on the radio to get more
yeah,
streams. Yeah.
yeah,
So like the whole industry has changed. Because yeah, I'm like, these albums are short.
yeah. It was literally, I want to say 20, 22. Yeah. 7 songs, 22 when he did Daytona. I was like, oh man, I don't know.
You didn't get out.
Yeah.
Get this the streaming revenue, which I hear is like pennies. But you got to really be pushing streams to make any money off of it.
So I'm curious, right? Because I do the Apple Music, right? So
Yeah.
like if I'm just paying a flat fee every month, like do they get a percentage of that or do they still get it off whatever I'm playing that I have?
To my understanding is that they get for every song, like they get paid per stream of song every 2 times you stream it or something like that. They get a little bit of some change. So you got to be getting, you have to, whatever you drop has to be streaming. It has to always be out there being played. Because they literally get pennies.
Yeah, I want to help the artist, but as soon as it goes down like Ticketmaster, like what do I do from there, right?
Right.
Like,
Right, exactly. And now they make most of the money on tour. So like that's where they get the majority of their bucks
that's true.
is touring.
But that's grueling for them too, though, right? Like they're getting the majority of their money from there, but like you're in a new city every other
yeah,
day,
like 50.
2 days. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, so I listened to that album. I thought it was pretty good for today's music. Let's put out there. I'm old, old funny day. For today's music, it wasn't that bad.
Don't settle, Ryan.
But that,
Do not settle. Do
but
not
that,
settle.
because they don't drop them good anymore. They don't drop good albums anymore.
Then listen to the old stuff. Like that's what I do. Like I
Yeah,
found myself in the gym. Like I'm listening to old stuff, right? I'm listening to Clips, Virginia. You know what I mean? That album,
right.
you know, like 19 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm listening to stuff that I'm just like, I know this is good. This is what I want to hear. And every once in a while, like I'll let Apple tell me what's good, like the top songs and whatnot. And I'm
Right.
like, how? Like how? I don't understand. There's no I'm not trying to get no beef with
Yeah,
anybody.
there's no cadence. Each one's 21 Savage. You're like, is this rap? Is he rapping?
I
You just keep saying his name over and over again like a Pokemon. It's like, what is happening right now?
But what's that? So like I've heard maybe like I've heard a couple of songs. I heard maybe one good verse he had. He did one with it was him. I think it was 21 Savage. Him.
I've never heard not one good verse come out of his mouth.
Yeah, it was him, Rick Ross, and Jasmine Sullivan does the chorus in the what is the name of the song? Outlaws. I think it's 21 Savage. I could be wrong on that. But I was
Is that
like,
off of the
that's all Rick Ross's latest album.
right.
Say.
I was gonna say, wasn't that in the movie though? Like wasn't that track in the Netflix one, The Harder They Fall? I want to say, or was it might be a different track.
Was it?
Potentially. But that was also a good movie. I don't know if you saw it. I heard
I
that
did.
folks.
I did.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did not. Yeah.
Made me want to play Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption.
See a Western.
I
Every time I
couldn't.
see a Western movie, I'm like, I want to get back in the game.
No, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, but the only game I played a few minutes of a game called Somerville. So Somerville is made by a indie studio that was founded by a member of the Limbo and Inside team. I don't know if you ever played those games. They're a little bit older. So Limbo and Inside are they're games that you play that you learn the context of what's happening through playing it, right? So like you just start off as like typically like you're a kid and like you're doing stuff and you're like, what is happening in this world? And as you progress through the world, there's no spoken dialogue in most of these games, but it's environmental storytelling. So that's why I enjoy them the most. They're puzzle games, they're platformers, but like inside, like you literally start the game, you're like your little kid running through like what looks like an overgrown field, and if you don't time like there's searchlights like it looks as though someone's trying to get you or find you, and if one of those lights spots you, you get gunned down. You're like, what is happening? Where's he running from? Why are they killing kids? Like stuff like that. So Somerville jumps off with your family, and it does this trope, and I loved it, where you ever watch a scary movie and the intro to the movie is them driving somewhere. So like you're seeing like pulled back camera and like they're driving through like the suburbs or on a highway to get to a destination. It does that in the game, and then you get home and you notice that it's a mom, a dad, a toddler, and a dog, and they go in the house, and then it jump cuts to them falling asleep watching TV together, and again, no spoken dialogue, and they're on the couch and you see the screen flash, and you can tell it's a news report, and then you hear some screaming, and then you see some weird colors like purple and like lasers being shot or whatever, and then it cuts off and you start playing as a toddler, and then through context you're kind of learning like, oh, there's some kind of invasion taking place, and like that's as far as I got. I'm like, okay, I like this. Like, I don't know exactly, like I got something sad happens. I got to that part and I was like, all right, I got to do the podcast. So it felt like signs. It felt like signs without words.
I don't know if that will be for me. I don't know.
I'll send you a trailer. I'll send you a trailer.
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch it, but like, I'm like, I don't know, man. Especially as a toddler. Like, what is
It jumps off quick. Well, so you only need a toddler for like it teaches you mechanics of walking around and how you can pull drawers and you can move things. And then it's funny because you pull out some drawers, you can climb on top of it. Like, all of this stuff is scripted. Like, you can only do so much, right? You're climbing up the shelves, you get to the top of the sink and you go open the window and you see these purple lights flash, and he falls back and he falls into a trash can. So now the toddler's crying and it jumps to the parents, who it wakes them up. So like the mom goes and gets him out the trash can and puts him in the bathtub. And then you're playing as the dad, and the dog is like following you around as you're trying to figure out like what's going on. Like you're cleaning up the kid's mess. And then something happens. And he was like, oh.
Okay, so do any of these parents have a Leviathan axe or Blades of Chaos? If not, I'm not. I'm not
One of them has something. I'm not gonna spoil it. It jumps off
Right.
really fast. I'm gonna say all this stuff takes place in the matter of like 2 minutes of you learning how the controls work, and then it jumps right into the action. You do have something happens where you do have a weapon or a power of some sort.
If the dad is not calling the toddler boy, I don't care. If he's not like boy,
Boy.
I'm like, I don't know, man. I think I need to know I'm going towards something. Like I'm not so much. Let me not say I'm not so much into the mystery, but like I kind of need to have an idea of that, and I don't want to be. I don't know. I don't know. I don't play a lot of video games that aren't sports anyway. And even with the sports, like I haven't really stayed on top of them like I used to. Like I haven't bought 2K like for the last 2 years. You know what I mean? I bought Madden this year, and it's just like I've given up on that. So for me, like I'm not as adventurous as you, Ryan. Like I'm just like,
I love the indie stuff. Like I might not finish it though. Like there's a few indie games I started and I didn't finish Tunic because I got lost. Like in real life, like I can't land nav to save my life. All right. Like you need to give me a GPS. So I could not finish Tunic because I could not figure. I just kept traversing the same areas. I couldn't find a new area. And then what was the other one? Trek to Yomi. I got to a point where I kept forgetting how the mechanics of the game worked. I was getting murdered by samurai. So it's like, all right, because you only get hit like 2, 3 times, you die. I'm like, it ain't for me. I'm
That's
out.
very realistic right there.
Yeah, like I'm out. And my son started Ghost of Tsushima, so I might jump on that one after I finish God of War, because that one actually does. Uh, it's like an open world samurai game, so that one like looks like a lot of fun, but I ain't get into it yet. So then Spider-Man, I did start Spider-Man, um, but then God of War came out, so that's the only reason I stopped playing Spider-Man is because God of War came out. I'm like 75% done with it, I think.
Which one was it? Miles Morales or was
The
it the?
first one,
Oh
because I
yeah,
never played the first one. Yeah,
yeah,
so
it's a good game though.
yeah, but that's all because of PSN Premium or whatever it's called now. Like I pay that, I think it's like $18 a month. I got to pay for the annual because that's too expensive. Um, but it gave me like 10 games that I'd never played before. So I'm like, it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. And then obviously Game Pass is for all the other stuff I talked about. I just pay that flat rate or whatever, and I get a bajillion games every month. Spoiled, definitely spoiled. Like, because when we were kids, or at least when I was a kid, you might get like 2, 3 games a year. That's it, right? Because they're expensive and it took forever to beat them, not because they were long, but because they were hard. Like the
And you
original
had to go,
Mario was impossible when I was a kid.
and you had to go to pick them up too, right? You had to go to Toys R Us or KB Toys or
Yeah,
whatever. You had to go pick it up. You know what I mean? So like when I was growing up, we didn't have a car. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, let's get on the bus, go to the mall. You know
right,
what I
right.
mean?
Gets spoiled, man. Gets directly to the house and it, like not free, but you pay a subscription, you get all the stuff. Like can't beat it. Um, I'm going to start Wednesday today, so that Adam's Family show. I'm going to start it. I keep saying I'm going to start it. I have not started it. I'm going to start it. And then aside from that, I did watch Rick and Morty. So like I know you're not a Rick and Morty fan, but the last episode was like kind of heavy. Like,
It's okay. I started on it. I got maybe 6 episodes into the first season, and like it started off with a bang, and then it kind of went down some. Um, so that was the other thing I tried to get into was Dead to Me on Netflix. One of the guys I work with put me onto it, and it
that,
started off. Yeah, it started off, and it's got Christina Applegate and Carla Gugino, the girl who plays Velma in the Scooby Doo movies, the live action
okay.
Scooby Doo movies. But
Oh, I know you're talking about. Yeah, it's a series. Gotcha.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay, yeah. I haven't
and
watched it
like
though.
yeah, it started off pretty good. I only got like 4 episodes in. I'm not even all the way through the fourth one. Like it starts off really funny in the first one, like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's hilarious. And the second one, a little bit of humor, and then it goes down, gets serious. Third one,
Gotcha.
and I'm like, all right, I wanted to laugh. Like I don't want a serious drama right now because it's
Gotcha.
kind of what it's getting to. But yeah, it's I don't know. I might get back into it again just to see, but I was not thrilled with it. So
Gotcha. But yes, that's pretty much all I consume. Like it's a very light week. Like hopefully, I think next week will be light as well. But I plan on getting through Somerville. I think it's attainable. I think I can beat it, and then actually jumping on God of War, um, and watching Wednesday. But that's probably pretty much it because I'm gonna get through the next week of this candidate training and hopefully secure the job. If not, you know, put my best foot forward. You know, see what happens. And then from there, things should hopefully slow down for the holidays. Should just be me chilling with the family, playing some games, listening to some Christmas music. Temptations Christmas album, the best album of all time. It's the only time I get to play it because my wife kill me if I play it off season.
she don't like the Temptations, or she just don't like
Because
it's
I
because
played to death. Like when I was growing up, like literally it just stayed on rotation. Like if we were awake, that's what was playing. So so I started doing that, and then they don't like that.
because remember because remember what our parents used to say, right? This was when music was about something, right?
Right, right.
And that stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, I feel like an old soul sometimes. Like, yeah, I listen to Curtis Mayfield, Marvin Gaye, like I
Right.
listen to all that Isley Brothers. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Anita Baker.
Yeah. Oh man, I
Yeah.
got Anita Baker crazy on my Apple, man. Crazy on my Apple, man. I'm like, dang, she got heartbreak. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? And look, that's one of the only times you'll ever hear about the husband getting the wife in a divorce too, man. Like she got jerked.
Mm.
I don't know if you ever seen it, but like, yeah, her husband got her. I was like, oh, I was like, okay. And it usually the other way around, but
Right, right.
oh,
Mm.
but yeah, sing about that heartbreak, Anita. Yeah. I love Anita back then.
That's probably my number one played track too. You nailed it. Note for
No,
note.
no kidding.
Note for note.
No kidding.
Note for note.
Oh yeah, man. Nita's what's up, man. I was having a debate with somebody at work.
Oh, you froze.
Yep.
There you go. You're
I'm
back.
back. Okay. I was having a debate with somebody at work. Not really a debate, but we were talking about it. We were talking about her and Whitney Houston. Can you see me?
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you.
And so it came up, and he was like, "Nah, Whitney was more pop, this, that, and the third." And I was like, "I don't know, man, but she had a beautiful singing voice,
Right. Uh-oh. I think I lost you, Shannon. Good. There you go. You're back.
No, that okay. But yeah, man, love Anita, love Anita.
Okay. So I normally would go into it again, but it feels like we're about to crash. So without yeah, it's good timing too. So for those who listen to this podcast, thank you greatly. This one is always supposed to double the numbers, so we definitely appreciate that. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you think. This is usually the one that gets feedback as well. Every now and then we'll get one on the topic where somebody wants to delve a little bit deeper into it. But like this, the more randomness, people love it. They're like, oh yeah, chat it up and what have you. Um, but with that being said, definitely tune in throughout the week. Again, Monday and Tuesday are topics, Wednesday's discussion, and then Fridays talk about everything else. So that's what you currently are listening to. Hit us up all our socials. They go by our name. You get me up personally. I'm at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. I am on LinkedIn primarily, Clubhouse, and I have not been doing any tweeting. I'll be back one day, but not right now. Like they figure out all the verification stuff and just the nonsense that's happening. But hit me up if you have any questions or what have you. And then tune in, come back next week. I'm sure to be another great week ahead of us. Hopefully no crazy breaches or compromises, but you never know. So like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Stay safe, stay secure.